Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I decided to do a mukbang and sit down with you guys, talk about real estate, contracts, how the process is, that sort of thing. Whoops. So I ordered some Panda Express. I've been cleaning my house all day because my aunt came from Mexico last week, and they're gonna come over tomorrow just to visit my house and stuff because she has never been. So I'm cleaning it before they get here tomorrow. So I got a haircut this morning. I don't know if you guys can tell, but it's pretty short now. But honestly, I like it. I was kind of scared to do it shorter just because I love my long hair. But I like it. But anyway, so I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about real estate. So I know there's a lot of first-time home buyers out there that don't know how the process is. Obviously my state is different. I live in Arkansas, Northwest Arkansas to be exact. So it all varies depending on your state. Each state has different laws in place for real estate and how the process works. So obviously check with your agent, check with your local lenders, because that may vary. As well as contracts. Contracts could be different in every state depending on where you live. So anyways, let me take a bite. Okay. I love the broccoli. Anyways, so yeah, obviously the first step on the buying process would be for you to talk to a lender. That's the very first thing you want to do, is talk to a lender. You can obviously look for realtors before that. You can have some referrals from your friends, family members, whatever it may be. But the very first person you want to talk to, and even your realtor will tell you, like, I'm glad that we met. You know, they can talk to you a little bit more about the process, give you more personalized information on you and what you should look forward to. But they'll tell you that you need to talk to a lender first to get that pre-qualification letter. So you would talk to a lender. What I tell my clients is that I recommend you to talk to 2 to 3 different lenders. You want to interview different ones, just because every lending company, every lender is different. Every single one of them require different things, or they offer different programs for first-time home buyers, conventional loans, VA loans. Some don't even do VA loans. Some don't do land loans. So you just have to interview different ones to make sure that they do what you are wanting them for. So that is very important. Obviously, you also want to make sure that you want to ask what their interest rate is like, what their down payment assistance is like, what their credit requirements are, because I know every lending is different. I know for the down payment assistance here in Arkansas it's $640. To be able to approve or get pre-qualified for a loan here in Arkansas, it's $580 minimum. But if you want the down payment assistance, for example, if you don't have the money to put that down payment, you would have to apply for a DPA, which is the down payment assistance, and that requires a 640 credit score. So, you know, you want to get informed on those different things. Us as realtors, we can give you lending advice legally because we're not authorized or licensed to do so. So we'll just tell you to, hey, talk to this lender, talk to different lenders, get your information, and, you know, come to me when you're ready. But obviously we'll get in contact with you throughout the process. We'll still be in contact, so you won't be completely left in the dark. But yeah, so those are some questions you want to ask lenders, is your interest rate, different programs that they offer as well to first-time home buyers or buyers in general, And yeah, just different things. You want to get to know them as well in a personal level. Obviously, if you're going to work with someone, whether it's a lender or agent, you want to get to know them. You want to make sure that they're personable and that you're going to get along with them nicely throughout the whole process. This isn't just, you know, a money deal for us. We want to form relationship with you. I've had some clients that have become my friends throughout the process. So, you know, you want to get someone that you will like as a friend, but not only as a friend, but as a person. I know some agents out there can make us look bad. There are some agents out there that are greedy and are just in it for the money, but most of us are, you know, really just wanting to build relationships and help other people out in their home buying journey. For first time home buyers, it's a lot more stressful just because you don't know exactly what to do, what to look for, what you need to do to get there. So that's where I come in, and I'm really into helping first time home buyers. So if you guys out there in Arkansas are wanting to buy a house, just comment down below, leave me your contact info, or even, you know, just your social media, and I can look for you there and help you. But yes, look for a lender, ask those questions. Once you obviously go through the whole application process with the lender, they'll give you what is called a pre-qualification letter. So that pre-qualification letter is going to help us with the offers that we submit to different houses, because obviously the seller and the listing agent want to make sure that you have the funds or are qualified by a bank to be able to buy the house. Let me take another bite. This is so good. I haven't had Panda in so long. I love their chicken teriyaki and their string bean chicken breast. So good. My husband and my sister texted me. It needs more sriracha. Does anyone love sriracha as much as I do? I can eat it on anything. It's so good. Cheers. Anyway, I sound like Shawty Bay now. I'm always saying anyways. I know you guys probably heard me on my last video because I was saying anyways a lot. But I've cut out a few times that I've said it, so you guys would have heard it a lot more. Okay, so once you get that pre-qualification letter, you tell your agent. Obviously, hold on, let me back up. When you are looking for an agent, just as how you did with the lender, interview them and asking them questions, you want to do the same with the agent. So, like I said, there's some agents out there that might not benefit you or are not in your, don't make you feel comfortable. So you want to make sure that you interview them before you sign anything with them, pretty much saying that they're going to help you buy a house. So just interview them, interview 2 or 3 in the beginning, and just, you know, ask those questions like, what are you going to bring to the table? How are you going to help me find my future home? What are you going to do? What are your strategies to be able to get me into the house? How are your negotiating skills? How long have you been doing this? You know, things like that. So just ask those questions and also get to know them on a personal level, the same way with the lender as well. Get to know them in a personal level. Obviously, you're gonna see them a lot more than the lender because they're gonna be showing you houses on the daily probably. So obviously you want to work with someone that is gonna be communicative, They're going to be responsible. They're going to be respectful. Also, obviously, you're going to want to like them to a certain extent as a person. So they're going to have to be personable. And just make sure you get along and that you guys share the same views. You know, every agent brings to the table something different. Like myself, I work with a lot of our Hispanic community. So that is a lot of my clientele. But I obviously want to extend my business out there. I want to help just every race out there. But, you know, obviously me being Hispanic and me talking Spanish attracts a lot of Hispanic people, because obviously they're looking for an agent that speaks their language. And I totally understand that. And I understand that for other races as well. Sometimes it's a little bit hard to communicate when there's a language barrier. So I get that. But yeah, just get to know your agent and make sure you ask those questions. Make sure they're personable, that you like them, that they will communicate well with you, and they'll have the time and attention to give onto you personally. So when you've done all that, you get the letter and we start looking for houses. Your agent is going to be able to send you houses when they hit the market ASAP. We have this certain thing where we can put in your email address, put in your contact information, and that system will let you know, or will send you the houses as soon as they hit the market. So you will not be just, you know, in the dark when they'll come in or whatever. And you won't be left behind from other competitive buyers out there that they'll know, you know, when a house hits, but not you. So we have that system available. Obviously, when you like a house that we sent you, we can go look at it in person. I always recommend my clients to look at it in person if they can. I know a lot of buyers are out of state, so when that's the case, I can go to the showing, take a video, send it to them, and just kind of let them know my perspective, my opinion, obviously my personal opinion, so they can come with a decision, or they can come out of state, travel here for a weekend. We can have that whole weekend and make showings. So it just really depends on the person. But if you're here in town, if you're local to me, I want to make sure that you see it in person before we even submit an offer. Pictures can be deceiving, so that's what I tell my clients. You want to see it in person. A lot of photos could be extremely edited, or just, you know, just deceiving. So you want to make sure you see it in person. We do that for as long as we need to. I don't want you guys to think that us agent want us to get this like ASAP done. Like, no, we can do this as long as we need to. I have some clients now that are in the lower buying price point. So we've been having to look at different houses, and it's difficult right now because there's not a lot of houses out there, especially in my area, for lower than 200,000. So, and if there is, they're fixer uppers, or, you know, need a lot of work done, or just, you know, completely just not good at all. So I have some clients that we've been looking for a while, and we're gonna look for a while until we find one. But that's okay with me. I don't want you guys to be in a rush to get something under contract, but then later on affect you. So we'll look for a house as long as we need to, until you're 100% comfortable with the decision and with the house that you saw that you want to put an offer in. When you find a house that you like and love, we'll put an offer in. There's a lot of different things we can do for the offers. We can, you know, put an offer in for less. We can put it for more. However, I don't feel comfortable with putting in an offer for a lot more. I know that was happening about a year and a half ago, even a year ago, that was still happening, where people were putting in offers for 30, 50, 60K more than asking price. And now they're upside down on their house. If they want to sell it, they're gonna have to try to sell it for an extremely high price, higher price than what the house is appraised. And a lot of times that's not gonna happen, especially now. We've seen the market shift a little bit now to where things are kind of balancing out, and there's not a lot of competition, not a lot of over asking offers, whatever. And I've had some agents now that have clients that need to sell the house that they bought a year and a half ago, but now they're upside down on their mortgage because the house is not worth that, but that's how much they have in it. So that's something to think about as well. I would never, ever, ever feel comfortable submitting more than 5K over. Even at 5K, I'm like, eh. This is so good, you guys. I'm so hungry, but I gotta hurry up because I gotta get back to work. So after we submit the offer, we obviously have to wait to hear back from the sellers to see what their decision was. Sometimes that could be hours, sometimes that could be day, depends on the timeline that they have. And your agent will be able to tell you this as well, if they have a certain timeline that they're needing for them to decide, whatever. If they accept the offer, that's great news, congrats. But then we go under something that's called escrow or under contract. And that's when the real fun starts. So once we get that contract back signed by the seller's agents, selling agent, we'll want to schedule the inspection. So here in Arkansas, in Northwest Arkansas, we have 10 days from when the contract was signed by the sellers to get that inspection done and get those repairs out to the sellers for them to review and accept or deny, whatever. So we want to make sure that we get that inspection scheduled ASAP, as soon as possible, because a lot of inspectors are busy and are, booked out for several days. If not, I know last year when the whole market was crazy and there was a lot of competition, a lot of buyers, the inspectors were booked out for 10 days. So obviously that wouldn't work. So we want to get that done ASAP, if possible the same day that we get that contract back, to make sure we get that inspection scheduled and secured. So that's that. On the inspection part, it is the buyer's responsibility to pay the out-of-pocket at the time of the inspection. So that's something that the buyers have to know as well. And obviously when you have that consultation with your agent, I let my buyers know ahead of time so that way they can prepare and it's not a huge surprise. But they'll let you know when you have the consultation with your agent. And that is something that you guys will have to pay before we get that inspection report to us. The inspection report can let us know anything that is wrong with the house, anything that needs repaired, or anything that the inspector thinks that we should get repaired, or things that he thinks later on, like in 5-10 years, will need repairs or replaced. And that inspection could also be contingent on the contract, because if there's something completely just out of whack with the house, or it's just super wrong, that our buyers don't feel comfortable going through with the contract, we can terminate on that. Also, if we ask for repairs and the sellers don't want to do them, and our buyers don't want to pay out of pocket themselves to get it done, that could also be a cause for termination of contract. So there's a lot of things in that inspection report that can be future decisions on where the contract is going to stand. That's what the inspection is for, so the buyer can be protected on the house purchase that they're purchasing, so they know if anything is wrong with the house. The lender is going to require a appraisal. So they're going to send an appraiser out to the house. They're going to do their appraisal job. I don't even know what they do, honestly. I'm not an appraiser, but that is just to make sure the lender wants to make sure that they're loaning you the money that the house is worth. Then the lender wants to make sure that the house is appraised for 220. If it appraises higher, that's great for you, because that means you're going into the house with equity already. Obviously, the appraisal is never shared with the sellers, with the listing agent, with anyone else. It goes directly to the buyers. Sometimes it goes to the buyers and the agents, but a lot of times it just goes directly to the buyers. So the buyers can choose to share or not share with the agent. Obviously, you'll want to share if it's less, if the appraisal amount came out less than the offer price, because then your agent will have to negotiate the price down to what the appraisal amount it was. And that's when we'll also possibly share the appraisal with the sellers and the listing agent as well. But you don't share it if it came at the appraisal or if it came out higher, especially if it came out higher. You don't want them to go back and be like, hey, well, this is what my house is worth. Well, now I want this much, which could happen. So obviously keep that to yourself. But that is what the appraisal is for. And then obviously we have just the basic documents needed from the buyers to the lenders to the title company. The buyers can choose the title company they want to close with, or us agents have a lot of relationship with title companies, so we can offer various title companies for us to work with. So when the appraiser gets done, the lender or the appraiser will also sometimes ask for repairs if they are needed, and those repairs are important, because if a lender or appraiser asks for repairs on that appraisal report, they need to get done. If they don't get done, the loan does not close. So those repairs, if there's any repairs requested by lenders' appraisals, they need to be done like ASAP, because the appraiser has to go out there again after they are completed to review that it got done, and then we'll be on the clear to be able to continue our closing agreement. And sometimes that can push the closing further back. So just be prepared for that. Obviously, that could be an issue for example, mobile homes on permanent foundation. Sometimes there's certain things wrong with the foundation. FHA loans are strict on that as well. So that's something that your lender will be able to tell you, and your agent will be able to tell you. So it depends on every case. But yeah, and then after that, it's just getting the documents in that the lenders request, getting signatures, making sure that everything goes smoothly, making sure that the buyer doesn't open any new credit accounts, making sure that the buyers don't deposit a large amount of money out of nowhere to their checking accounts, making sure they don't buy a new car, making sure they don't quit their jobs, making sure they don't change jobs, making sure they don't get a salary change. So just those things, there's a lot of things that can affect a loan process or a home under contract. But again, your lender and agent will be able to tell you. So after that is done, after we get the clear to close, we usually get that 3-4 days before the closing date. If we don't get that 3-4 days before, then that possibly means we're gonna have to push out the closing date farther and get a closing date modification addendum to the sellers for them to sign and to make sure that they're okay with it. So, but yeah, and then obviously you have your inspection 3 days before closing, which means that you as the buyer have the right to go back to the property if you ask for repairs on the inspection that you got done and the sellers agreed to do those repairs. You have a inspection 3 days before closing for you to be able to go back to the house and make sure that those repairs got done. And then after those 3 days, obviously it's closing day. You'll go to the title company, you'll sign some paperwork, get your whole file of paperwork, and get your keys to your house, and now you're a homeowner. So that is a process of a home buying experience. Like I said, every house is different, every agent is different, every lender is different, every scenario is different. So you know, it really depends. But yeah, I hope this was an informational video. I hope you guys learned a little bit more. I know there's a lot of buyers out there that are really scared and just anxious because they don't know what to expect. So but just know that I'm here to make these videos. I'll try to make one for a selling process as well. That way, for those that want to sell, you know what you can expect. But I'll see you next time. Bye.